Man, we're back. Let Loose Podcast, man. NFL recap. Man, we had a lot of good picks, but man, there was so many upsets this week, man. So we're just gonna go through some of the games that we checked out this week, and man, a lot of upsets. You got the Jets over the Packers, who in a blowout, 27-10. Oh my goodness, man. Nobody picked that stuff, man. But the
Sure
Jets are
ain't.
looking really good. Jets are looking really good right now. Stout on defense. And that man Sauce Gardner, man, starting to be, man, one of the shutdown corners of the league, too. So shout out that man Sauce, man. And get little Timmy his ice cream too, man.
You seen him wearing the fucking cheese on his head, the cheese
I
head?
did. Yeah, I seen that, man. Tried to knock the cheese off his head, man. Them
Oh,
boys is
that shit was
wilding
funny.
right now. Yeah, shout out to the Jets, man. Going ahead and putting it down, man. Two big games, man. Y'all just beat Miami, even though they don't really have a quarterback right now. But I mean, it is what it is. It's still an NFL team. And then you got the Jets beating the Packers in Lambeau. Oh my God, that gotta do. Oh man, that's gotta be serious for the city, man. New York football right now is freaking raising havoc right now.
You ain't lying. The Packers just lost to the Jets and the Giants in
Right.
back-to-back games. Remember, the Giants
Crazy.
just beat them in London.
Right.
Now they lose to the
Mm-hmm.
Jets at home.
Yep. For real. Who would have thought?
And speaking of the Giants, they beat the Ravens 24-20. That was another crazy shit. I mean, you
Right.
picked that one, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I didn't see it coming.
Just the defense, man, is just doing so good, man. Lamar Jackson, man, threw that pick. Ill-advised, man, throw, man. You could have threw that stuff out of bounds, man, and kept your drive going or punt the ball off or anything. You threw it right into in between two or three people, man, and the guy almost ran it back. Then they
Yeah, he was.
scored. Then they scored, and then the next drive, you coming down or whatever, and you fumbled a freaking ball. So, dude, you got to step your game up, man, for real. So it can't
Yeah,
blame it on the defense this time. It was you.
it definitely was. He was horrible that game, dude. I'm still not sold on Lamar Jackson as like a fucking as a true quarterback, man. I don't like that whole type of offense scheme and shit they run, dude. I don't feel like he's gonna last like that, man. I don't want to see him get hurt. I want to see him get paid. I want to see him good. I mean, he deserves his money, bro. I mean,
Right.
he's he's worked his ass off for it, and he's brought a whole new like dimension to the game, especially from the quarterback aspect. And I appreciate that, but I'm just not sold on him as a straight up fucking pocket passer. He's not that, especially in
He's
playoff
not that.
time. It hurts them. They don't help him much by giving him any quality receivers ever, like since he's been there. So it's
And
not
that's the big thing.
completely on him and how they run him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should not run this
Right.
man 12, 15 times a game, bro. Like, even though
Right.
his skills there, like, let him throw that shit, dump it off, run screens, RPO, like, do more of that shit. They run him too much, I feel like, man. So I don't know,
They
man.
took the only receiver that he had.
And
That's what I
traded
don't
him.
understand, man. They run everything inside the hash marks. It's no deep throws, really. Like in the beginning of the season, he had a couple deep throws to Duvernay, but they're not really playing that type of ball, man. They're playing the old school type ball, and that stuff's not really gonna work, especially with your defense giving up so many freaking points, man. I think he needs to change the scenery. That's what I really think.
It could be, man. It could be. But yeah, did you see they just signed Deshaun Jackson
I did see that.
to the
Man, that
practice
boy
squad? He's
gonna
supposed to be
man, that boy
elevated.
gonna always gonna always have a job, man. He's so freaking fast,
35 years
bro.
old. Shout out to Sean Jackson,
Dude,
man. I bet
what?
you he's
Come
still
on.
burning. He
Still
can get out and
burning
burn
guys,
motherfuckers,
man.
bro.
Still burning guys, man. Shout out to that boy DJ.
The Steelers beat the Buccaneers 20-18. I know we're gonna touch bases on that here in a little bit, but that was still shocking to see, to say the least. Um,
Freaking Mitch Trubisky, man. I cannot believe that as much trash I've talked about this man. He done came in here or whatever, and
Came back, bitch you right in your ass,
oh my
didn't
God. Oh my
it?
God. We killed the first quarterback though, so he died, and then you got the rebirth of Mitch Trubisky, man, on us. Come on, guys, we got to do better. But we'll talk about that a little bit later because I really want to state my case, man, on my Buccaneers.
That sounds good. And the Falcons beat the 49ers 28-14, brother.
That's
That's
so crazy to me. because
Falcons
they don't have Calvin Ridley, they don't have Patterson. Like, man, they're really not doing a lot. Kyle Pitts haven't really been doing much. And these guys are still freaking winning, man. I don't know what it is, man. Mariota doesn't have like crazy numbers. He's running, he's getting the first downs and stuff, whatever. They're actually scoring pretty good.
Game manager, man.
I don't know what's going on. And they're tied for first with the Buccaneers. Oh man, we are tripping right now, man. Oh, bro, the Falcons are really doing well with what they have intact.
Bro, I told you a couple of weeks, I said, man, they are playing hard. Like, they are playing hard when I picked them for the wagers. And spoiler alert, I got them as a part of a wager game later on in the show. But we'll get into that later. But dude, they're playing hard right now, man. You can't deny them. They beat San Fran, lost to Tampa, beat Cleveland, and beat Seattle.
Beat Cleveland. That's what it was last week. They beat Cleveland the week before.
They've won their last 3 out of 4.
Right.
And going into Cincy this week, so it's going to be
interesting. Tried to beat Tampa. Come back at Tampa too.
They covered. They covered.
They're not playing. Yeah, they're not playing. So we got to be on our shit, bro. For real.
That's definitely for sure. Yo, what'd you think about fucking Robbie Anderson getting tossed? Did you see that shit? Getting tossed out the fuck. Dude, how do you get kicked?
The man went AB on those guys, man. But Robbie Anderson was already telling them, man, like on Twitter, there was like, oh man, what if y'all get Baker Mayfield? He was like, hell no. Like, we already got problems at quarterback. Why would we bring another problem in here? Like, he didn't want that guy to come in anyway. And he doesn't target him at all. Like, Baker Mayfield, man, is probably like Johnny Manziel 2.0. He is done for real, man. I thought he was pretty good at Cleveland. I was kind of mad that they dropped him for Deshaun Watson because I felt like he was a good fit. But then I started watching some of his later games and he just wasn't doing it, man. 155 yards, 185 yards. You got to throw like 250 plus yards, man, constantly with those receivers that you got over there. And you got big Noju. What his name is?
Njoku.
Njoku. Yeah, the tight end. You got all those boys, man. You had freaking OBJ, Landry. You got all those guys over there, man. And you couldn't do nothing. So, you couldn't do nothing. And you got the running game or whatever. You got Chubb. You got Hunt. Bro, it was no reason, bro. You shouldn't have like been super successful, bro, because all the talent around you was freaking awesome. And you still couldn't do that stuff with those guys, man.
So you would think with this last game with Baker Mayfield being out that Robbie Anderson would have, I don't know, like been some kind of like better off if he had that big of a beef with Baker, you know what I mean? Because Baker's out now. You know, they had PJ Walker in until he got hurt, and then Jacob Eason, whatever his name is, came back and relieved him. So they have quarterback problems there for sure.
Right, big time.
That's probably leading up to his frustration. But how do you get thrown out of the game by an interim head coach?
Right.
You know what I would have did? I would have looked at that motherfucker. I'd have been like, bro, make me leave.
Right.
Make me leave this motherfucker. Boy, I'd have been like, who you fucking talking to? Like make me leave. Ain't that a bitch? But
you ain't even a real coach.
Right, exactly.
Coach. Who are you?
Right, you the substitute teacher, motherfucker.
For real.
Right. You a substitute teacher.
They're gonna fire your ass, nigga, next week.
Right. Like okay. And they traded him the next day. If I'm Robbie Anderson, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. You coming with me in a couple games. Wait to the end of the season.
Arizona Cardinals, man. And they gonna need somebody like
out of there.
Real. Bro, he's gonna be a good fit over there. And Hopkins come back this week too. So you already know they finna be on some real shit right now, boy.
Dude, that's gonna be crazy.